This is KSL Sports Live, broadcasting from the Mountain Home Services studios.
Thanks for staying up with us. 1 week from now, we'll be breaking down actual college football games.
Can't wait for that. But until then, we will be checking in on the Cougars, Utes, and Aggies as they get ready for those season openers on Saturday. And then, of course, we've got the best from week 2 of the high school football season.
But on Sunday, our attention was on a $10 million prize on the PGA Tour. 2025 has been a remarkable year for Scotty Scheffler. The world number one has 5 tour wins, including the PGA Championship and the Open Championship.
Yeah, on Sunday, he had a chance to make history by becoming the first ever golfer to win back-to-back FedEx Cup championships.
But he had competition. It was an up and down front 9 for Scotty. He finishes the front 9 with this long birdie putt. Now we go to the par 3 15th after Scotty Scheffler birdied the 14th hole to get within 2 shots of the lead. He put this in the drink, pretty much eliminating him from contention. Let's go to Patrick Cantlay. A birdie putt to keep the pressure on Fleetwood, but it lips out. So now it's Tommy Fleetwood's turn for the birdie at the par 4 13th. He sinks his birdie putt to move to 19 under. A tense moment here at the par 3 15th. As yesterday, Tommy put his tee shot onto the water. What did he do on Sunday? Oh no, not again. Not again. Oh good. It would stay dry. He went to the 18th hole with a 3-stroke lead as Patrick Cantlay could never close the gap, and Fleetwood would tap in his par putt to win the 2025 Tour Championship in the FedEx Cup. His first tour victory earns him $10 million. What a story.
Well, I think I'm proud of what I've done before. Whether I've won or not, I've still been proud of my career and where I've been so far, knowing that I still have a long way to go and a lot to learn. And this doesn't change that, really. This is just hopefully one win, the first of many to come. You can't win plenty if you don't win the first one. And I'm just so happy that I got it done and happy with my work ethic. And I'll continue to try and get better and try and be the best I can be.
Oh yeah, it's officially game week. All 6 Division I football programs kick the season off on Saturday, but just one will begin with a true freshman at quarterback.
Yeah, BYU officially named Bear Bachmeier as the starting quarterback for the season opener on Saturday against Portland State. Bachmeier will be the first true freshman in BYU history to start in the season's opening game. After participating in spring practices at Stanford, he transferred to BYU and then beat out McKay Hillstead and Trayson Bourget for that job. He had more than 9,500 total yards and 92 total touchdowns during his high school days. But now the 6'2", 220-pound quarterback, he'll be taking on Power 4 defenses.
That was impressive that he's been with us for 14 or 15 practices and playing at a really, really high level. Especially for a freshman, but it's impressive. How quickly he's learned everything. He's very smart and he's doing a good job. He knows the whole playbook already. I mean, he can run anything Jaron Hall or Zach Wilson or Jake Retzloff did since I've been here. He's capable of doing any of that. We will start out the season. We're not going to throw everything out there the first game. You never do that anyway, just for your opponents. You have to save things as the year goes on. Yeah, we're not going out there to be conservative at all. We want to attack and throw the ball down the field and have a physical run game.
Okay, so Bachmeier's the first true freshman to start the season opener, but several others have started games at BYU. September 20th, 2003, John Beck getting the nod in Week 4 at LaBelle Edwards Stadium against Stanford. Beck threw the ball 45 times in that game. He completed 22 passes for 279 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions in an 18-14 loss.
True freshman Jake Heaps started 10 games as a freshman. Riley Nelson began the year as the starter before suffering a season-ending injury at Florida State, and Heaps' first start was against Nevada, led by former Wolfpack star Colin Kaepernick at quarterback. But Heaps went on to set BYU records for freshman quarterbacks, including passing yards, touchdowns, and wins.
Taysom Hill's first career start came in Week 5 of the 2012 season in place of the injured Riley Nelson. Hill led BYU to a 47-0 win over Hawaii. He completed 12 of 21 passes for 112 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have an interception, but maybe more impressively, he ran the ball for 141 yards on 15 carries and that touchdown in the win. He led the Cougars to another win the following week before he suffered a season-ending injury.
Tanner Mangum stepped in at quarterback for an injured Taysom Hill in the 2015 season opener against Nebraska and Lincoln. We all remember how that ended. He pulled off that last-second Hail Mary to give BYU a memorable win over the Cornhuskers. And the following week, in his first career start, he had another late-game Hail Mary and a win over Boise State. He passed for more than 3,300 yards and 23 touchdowns as a freshman, leading BYU to 9 wins.
Zach Wilson was given that first career start in the 2018 season when he took over for Tanner Mangum. That start came at LaVell Edwards Stadium against Hawaii. Wilson passed for 194 yards and 3 touchdowns in the game, while also rushing for 16 yards and a score.
The Utes open a new season Saturday in a familiar place, the Rose Bowl. They take on Big Ten opponent UCLA. I know that still sounds weird, right? They'll take on the Bruins at 9 p.m. Mountain Time. Our first chance to see a new offense led by New Mexico transfer Devin Dampier at quarterback. There is hope and optimism that Jason Beck's system, with Dampier under center, will be the perfect complement to a traditionally stacked and stingy Utah defense. What New Mexico did with Dampier last year was impressive, but will it translate to the Power 4 level? It has to be better than last year when the Utes ranked 115th in total offense. The identity and success of this offense all starts in the trenches.
We'll lean on the guys up front and kind of count on them to lead the way. And then as those skill guys perform in games, then we'll see what direction that takes. You know, I've been a part of this where you think you have a great idea and you hit week 1, and then you really find out where exactly that is with the playmaking in the game.
On the defensive side of the ball, UCLA will provide a good test. The Bruins will have a proven starter at quarterback. Tennessee transfer Nico Iamaleava threw for 2,600 yards and 19 touchdowns last year as a freshman. Utah brings back several stars like Smith Snowden and Lander Barton, who have also been getting reps on offense. An intriguing wrinkle that could play out Saturday. So what does Morgan Scalley think of the offense using 2 of his best players?
I'm so mad. So mad. No, just like Shonibaki last year, you deal with it, and it's a good thing. You know, as much as I'll give them crap when when they're on the offensive side of the ball, and I'll talk crap to them, I also let them know how proud I am of them. And listen, if you can add, wherever you can add value, you can help the team win, more power to you.
An historic season for Cal Raleigh continued Sunday. The switch hitter batting on the right side in the first inning hit a home run off the Athletics' Jacob Lopez for his 48th home run of the season, tying the record by Salvador Perez for most home runs in a season by a catcher. His next at-bat in the second inning, he breaks that record.
Left field, there it goes, Cal Raleigh!
Unreal. Home run number 49 for the man they call Big Dumper. Mariners get a much-needed win as well. All right, the Yankees' recent slide has them in 3rd place in the American League East Division, just behind their bitter rivals, the Red Sox.
Yeah, and on Sunday, to pour salt in that wound a little bit, the Red Sox, they had a chance to do something that they have not done in the Bronx since 1939, which would be to pull off a 4-game sweep. The Yankees, they've been outscored 19-4 in the first 3 games of the series, but the Bats woke up early in this one. Second inning, that's Jazz Chisholm Jr., 2-run homer to right. The Yankees take the 2-0 lead. Next inning, Trent Grisham leaves no doubt about that one, crushes the solo shot to right. 2 innings later, Grisham does it again for the 5-0 lead. Chisholm would add another home run as well, and the Yankees got the win 7-2.
Dodgers and Padres playing for the final time in the regular season. The Dodgers have the bases loaded. Teoscar Hernandez thinks he has a grand slam, but Ramon Laureano pulls it back. What a catch. It only put off the pain, though, for 1 inning. The Dodgers would hit 4 home runs, including number 45 by Shohei Ohtani. And is there a better get back at a heckler at your rival's stadium than hitting a home run and then giving that man a high five? I think not. The Dodgers and Padres now tied for the NL West lead.
It's driven center field. Alec Thomas, bad angle, going back, steep retreat, over his head, off the wall. Marte up to second. He goes right through, challenging for 3. Relay Perdomo is late. It gets away. Marte pops up. He's coming.
Yeah, you love to see that. Reds outfielder Noelvi Marte circles the bases the Little League way, the first of 6 unanswered runs in the Reds' win. The Bees wrapped up their series with the Aces today in the bottom of the 3rd inning with the bases loaded. Scott Kingery gets into it. Grand slam puts the Bees up 7-1. That's ball game, right? Nope. The Aces scored 9 straight runs. The Bees end up losing 10-8.
All right, time to take a quick break. When we come back, more football.
Yeah, including BYU commit Ryder Lyons in his season debut on ESPN.
We also head to Logan and check in on the Aggies and their matchup with UTEP in Week 1.
Somehow, someway, they walk it off and win it.
Week 2 of the high school football season brought plenty of drama, a couple of overtime instant classics, and those highlights and more.
And included in our high school football coverage is our weekly Game Night Live Game Like highlight reel, and we'll take our stab at the best plays of the week in the Game Night 5. Great high school action next.
Watching KSL Sports Live.
Kansas State rushes 5, back throwing to the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown. Dominic Overbeat able to haul it in.
The first touchdown of the 2025 college football season was scored by a player from Utah. Dominic Overbeast from West Jordan and played for the West Jordan Jaguars. He's now a receiver for the Iowa State Cyclones, helping them defeat Kansas State in Farmageddon in Ireland.
Well, there's a lot of excitement going on up in Logan for the start of the Bronco Mendenhall era on the football field, but there's also a lot of unknown there, right? Coach Mendenhall kept all of his practices closed to the media throughout all of fall camp. So what do we actually know about this team? Well, Aggie fans should feel confident in who they have leading the offense. Senior quarterback Bryson Barnes, who has played in 33 career games between his time with the Utes and Aggies, 3,800 total yards and 37 total touchdowns. But the Aggies will also start the season without arguably their best player, Ike Larson, suspended for breaking team rules. The Aggies open the season at home against UTEP, a team they have played just once before in program history. That was in the 2014 New Mexico Bowl. As a team, Utah State rushed for 279 yards and 3 touchdowns in that game. The Aggies won 21-6.
So many great New Mexico Bowl memories. BYU fans are following the senior season of five-star commit Ryder Lyons that began this weekend as his Folsom Bulldogs took on the Grant Pacers Saturday night. The top 2 teams in the Sacramento area on a game televised by ESPN. Lyons did not disappoint. 31 of 37 passing for 408 yards and 4 touchdowns. This scramble was insane. He also ran for a touchdown, leading his team to a 51-13 victory. All right, for the rest of tonight's show, we bring you the best of Week 2 of the high school football season, and there was no shortage of excitement.
Yeah, we start off with an early candidate for Game of the Year. 2 contenders for state titles, giving us all the Friday night drama that we could handle. It was Fremont and Davis in our Game Night Live Game of the Week. On Davis' opening drive inside the 30, Fremont's Jack Masters forces the fumble. Kyle Heron would recover. Fremont gets all the way to the red zone, 4th and inches. They take a shot at the end zone. Manasseh Tuatangaloa's pass is picked off by Bodie Sparrow. Davis would end up scoring the game's first touchdown as well. Traden Bessinger to Tyson Baggett. Dances in for the 7-0 lead. Then in the final seconds of the quarter, this pass gets batted up, and look who it is. Bodie Sparrow, his 2nd pick of the game already. Davis took that touchdown lead into the second quarter. They quickly added on to it. Traden Bessinger keeps it up the middle, scores. Davis takes the 14-0 lead. Then, on the Darts' next possession, they move right back down the field. Bessinger makes magic with his feet, spinning out of pressure, then finds Isaac Morrison in the end zone for the 21-0 lead. Felt kind of like the route was on at this point, but there was still plenty of time, and all it takes is a big play or two to get right back in it, and Fremont gets that. Tuatangaloa heaves this one downfield. Slade Parker's there with the great catch. 54-yard touchdown. It's 21-8 after the 2-point conversion. And that was the score heading into halftime. Now, Fremont's late half momentum carried with them into the opening drive of the second half. The Silver Wolves go on an 80-yard drive. Once again, Tuatangaloa passes to Parker for the touchdown. Now it's only a 1-score game at 21-14. The Davis offense was a bit flustered, too, not able to get much going here. Bessinger sacked or dropped for loss multiple times throughout this quarter. The only scoring opportunity of the quarter was a 39-yard field goal try, and that was blocked. So here we go, 1 quarter left to go. And on Davis' first drive of the fourth, it did kind of feel like Davis was poised to put the game away. Mikhail Bird turns the short pass into a long gain, breaking through tackles, gets down inside the 5. The 23-yard gain helped set up Bessinger's second touchdown pass of the game to Baggett, and Davis builds a 28-14 lead with just over 3 minutes to play. With a limited time for a comeback, Fremont needs some big plays, and they got those big plays from the best player in the state, Salesi Moa, on the receiving end of this 46-yard pass. 3 plays later, it's Moa again. It's going to go over the top of the defensive back and pull it in for the touchdown. The lead is now cut to 6, 28-22 after the 2-point conversion. That's when they would set up for the onside kick.
Oh!
It's loose. It's free.
They got it! Fremont got it! Fremont recovers! Oh my gosh!
Yeah, this game ain't dead yet. Fremont taking over, then facing 4th and 7. Tua Tagovailoa is going to go deep to Slade Parker. Catches that at the 6-yard line. So who do they go to on 3rd and goal with just 50 seconds left? How about another jump ball to Moa and another touchdown? They would miss the extra point, so this game is going to go to overtime tied at 28. Davis getting first possession in OT. And for the 3rd time in the game, it's Tyson Baggett pulling in a touchdown pass to put Davis in front. On the extra point, bad snap, Davis forced to throw, and this ends up being a missed PAT, so it's just a 6-point game. How would Fremont respond? Cade Hadley from the 2-yard line. He's in to tie the game at 34. Fremont now an extra point away from winning this game.
Gotta go, gotta go. It's up. It's good! Fremont pulls off the upset.
21 points in the last 3 minutes of the game, end overtime, and they start the season 2-0 with that 35-34 win.
Wow, what a way to start week 2. That game was awesome. Now to Harriman, where the Mountain Ridge Sentinels were coming off a 52-17 loss to Skyridge in our first Game Night Live game of the week. On Friday, they took on another 6A power from Lehigh, the Lehigh Pioneers, who started their season with a 55-0 win over Maple Mountain. We expected a lot of offense. We didn't see much. First quarter, Jackson Hunt for Mountain Ridge will find Braden Dumas, who powered his way in for 6. The Sentinels missed the extra point. We go to the second quarter, Lehigh in the red zone, and they give it to defensive lineman Briggs Love. A little love for the big guys. They go ahead and celebrate. Lehigh leads 7-6. Again, the offenses weren't able to do all that much. But Sentinel receiver Mason Gomez with the catch of the game off 2 Lehigh defenders. He comes down with it. We go to the fourth quarter, same score. Mountain Ridge kicker Aiden Robinson from 38 yards. It's good for the lead. 9-7 Sentinels, and that turns out to be your game winner. The Mountain Ridge defense shuts out Lehigh in the second half for the big 9-7 upset.
All right, the Lone Peak Knights would have a 7-0 lead in the first quarter against Orem when quarterback Cruz Christensen dumps it off to Jaron Pula. Pula's going to do the rest. Down the sidelines, 82-yard touchdown. Lone Peak's up 14-0. Orem's going to respond, though. Tatum Ka'awa finds Max Stonebreaker. Wide open, up the middle, takes it to the house. This is a 67-yard score. The Tigers cut the lead in half, 14-7. Then right before halftime, the Knights' Tate Barney runs through the defense for an 11-yard score. Lone Peak's up 24-7. Second half, Knights punch it in again. Isaac Fanua, 2-yard score. The Knights get the win, 34-21.
Staying in Utah County, American Fork hosting Timpview. The Cavemen leading 14-8 when Capono Manuela hits Noah Beam near the sideline. And he's got wheels. This kid's fast, 55 yards for the touchdown. Just before half, Nate Childs at quarterback to David Dean. That's going to go for a 53-yard score. Manuela and Childs each had 3 touchdown passes in this game. American Fork wins big, 48-25.
Keneal Sweetwine had 6 total touchdowns last week for Skyridge. He was doing much of the same against Liberty, Nevada on Friday night. First quarter, touchdown pass to Mason Ozer for the 14-0 lead. On the kickoff, Liberty not going to get very far before Jared Nagel punches the ball free. Skyridge hops on that inside the 20-yard line. Then Sweetwine to Hunter Sheffield. This is early candidate for catch of the season. One-handed touchdown. Skyridge is up 21-0. Second half, Sweetwine to Lincoln Tahi. Trucks the defender, reaches for the touchdown. Tahi scored twice in the game. Sweetwine threw for 5 touchdowns. He has 10 touchdowns in just 2 weeks. Skyridge 2-0 with the win.
Corner Canyon in Fort Lauderdale taking on West Broward, representing Utah, and apparently Florida thinks they could walk all over Utah. A little chippy show of pregame emotions. I'm sure that would come back to haunt them, right? Helaman Kasuga gets it started for the Chargers, a 7-0 lead for Corner Canyon. After a field goal, Kasuga on the ground again. Chargers jump out to a 17-0 lead to end the half. Then in the second half, a spectacular catch by Lucas Jackson. That was followed up by a touchdown run from Weston Briggs. Nationally ranked Corner Canyon reps Utah and beats a Florida team, West Broward, 38-13. Impressive.
One of the best games of the weekend came from Crimson Cliffs hosting Provo. Crimson Cliffs had a 14-7 lead in the third quarter, looking to add on with this big play. Tanoyai Andreessen to wide open Jackson Holt. He's going to go 45 yards when Brexton Hunter comes out of nowhere to knock the ball out. Provo recovers. On the very next play, Provo digs into the bag of tricks. Crew DiMartini. The halfback pass to Ronnie Wright. He is wide open. 84-yard touchdown. The game is now tied at 14. Crimson Cliffs able to go back in front, though, on the legs of Van Daly. Watch him slide through the defense, change directions at about the 20-yard line. He goes the distance, 52 yards to put them up 21-17. Minute and a half left in the game. Why is Crimson Cliffs throwing on first down with the lead? Inoke Foloau-Mahina blows up the quarterback. The ball is loose. Teve Brown takes it down inside the 10. Provo has life. Malik Filimoiatu scores to give Provo the lead, 24-21 with about a minute to go. Crimson Cliffs drives back the other way with 1 untimed down remaining. They finish the job.
Daly's going to hit the hole. He's diving towards the end zone, and he is going to be in. Touchdown, Crimson. Somehow, someway, they walk it off and win it.
Yeah, the Mustangs win on the final play, 27-24.
Picking up right where they left off last year. They love drama. All right, Westlake's 2-0 after beating Pleasant Grove. Quarterback Boston Fontaine had a big night. 497 yards passing and 5 touchdowns, including this. Pow! A 86-yard pass play. Malik Sika jukes and runs over multiple Viking defenders on his way to the end zone. He had 15 catches for 327 yards and 2 touchdowns in a 45-12 win. All right, we have to take another quick break. More high school football highlights are on the way.
Yeah, a rivalry game between Farmington and Bountiful, plus all the best moments from week 2 packed into the 90-second highlight reel. That's coming up, plus more highlights next. Since 2021, in a growing rivalry game, Bountiful has won 3 out of 4 games against Farmington. Well, on Friday night, the Redhawks were trying to make it 3 straight wins over Farmington in this rivalry. Farmington beat Roy by 30 points last week. Bountiful still going for that first win of the season. Farmington's defense was making big plays in the first half. Redhawks going to the end zone. The ball is tipped. Somehow, Kava Fiafia comes down with it for the interception. The Phoenix defense harassing Bountiful quarterback Hudson Malmrose. Ball tipped by Grant Weston. Tanner Nielsen makes the diving interception. Farmington had 3 interceptions in the first half. Ty Runyon stops another Redhawks drive. They held the Bountiful offense to just 3 points in that first half. But the Bountiful defense and special teams were even better. They blocked the Phoenix field goal try here in the first. Then in the second quarter, with the Phoenix offense backed up, they stop Alton Dahl in the end zone for the safety. Third quarter, Farmington on to punt, and this one is blocked by the Redhawks. That goes through the end zone for another safety. 7 points on 2 safeties and a field goal. It works, right? Bountiful goes on to get the win 14-3.
Big plays all over the field between Weber and Brighton. First quarter, Weber's Dyson Parker, one of the best running backs in the state, breaks free for a 61-yard touchdown run to put the Warriors up early. Then the Warriors go to the air. Carter Payne, the sophomore quarterback, to Josh Hamblin, a 40-yard score. And Weber's up 14-0. Still in the first, Brighton driving. Rice Palapoy finds Slade Taylor for a 36-yard score. That cuts the lead to 7. Then on the ensuing kickoff, Parker, another big play. A 99-yard return. Told you he was good. Weber leads 21-7 in the first quarter. Brighton running back Judah Valet took over for the Bengals from their second quarter. He runs in for a 16-yard score. This is a sophomore as well. Then after a Weaver field goal, a 5-yard run, the Bengals tied the game at 24 entering the half. Valet picked up where he left off, a 15-yard touchdown run to start the third quarter. He had 4 touchdowns for Brighton, including that game winner, over 200 yards rushing. The Bengals rally for the 38-31 win.
Olympus was visiting East on Friday night. BYU commit Adam Bywater combines for the tackle for loss right there. First drive for Olympus, Luke Epperson. Quick throw to Hugh Matsumori. He does the rest for the 15-yard score. It's 7-0 Olympus. Second quarter, Easton Zito. He's going to take it in from 3 yards out, 21-0. East defense makes a few big plays though in the second half. Ball off the fingertips into the hands of defensive back for the pick there, but not much else really went their way. Right before the half, Preston Farron finds Kempton Rice. That's another Olympus touchdown. Olympus blows East out, shutout, 52-0.
Looking for their first win of the season at Copper Hills. Grizzlies quarterback Ethan Hill airs one out and finds Logan Batt. Great catch. Is going to set up a Grizzlies touchdown. West Jordan led 15-8 at the half and kept building on that lead in the third. Aiden Dunn to Naya Iapo, a 43-yard touchdown. Then Cody Johnson. His second score of the day is a 25-yard run that put West Jordan up 29-7. Copper Hills was able to get back within 2, but the Jaguar defense sealed the game with the pick. West Jordan holds on for the 29-27 win.
Harriman upset Bountiful last week on the road. This week they're hosting Desert Hills. A huge first quarter for Harriman began with Naden Gutierrez picking the pass and taking it to the house for a 7-0 lead. Bit later, Isaac Larson coming down the sidelines for a 45-yard touchdown run. 23 points in the first quarter. Harriman wins 50-3. They're 2-0.
Season openers don't get much better for a wide receiver than what Ridgeline's Graham Livingston did last week. 16 catches for 176 yards and 3 touchdowns. How would he and his team do to follow that up on Friday night? Well, the favorites in 4A go on the road and take on Park City after a Livingston touchdown. Nate Dolly floats one out to Hunter Knighton for a 15-yard touchdown. It's 16-0 Ridgeline. Dolly was also running it in the run game, short touchdown for the 23-0 lead. Then in the third, he's going to find Livingston again, and Livingston turns on the Jets. This is why he's one of the top receivers in the state. 68 yards for a second touchdown, and Ridgeline runs away with this one, 39-3.
Up in Logan, Morgan visiting Skyview. First quarter, Morgan already up 7. Cade Randall airs it out. This ball's going to bounce around like a pinball machine. Brody Peterson comes away with it. 54-yard touchdown. Still in the first, Randall with another bomb. Eli Mortensen, he'll pull that in. His second touchdown of the game. The highlight of the game was this one-handed catch by George Thurston down the sidelines. Skyview made it close late, but Morgan wins 35-27.
The last time Beaver faced San Juan was in the 2022 2A state championship game. Beaver lost that game, but they got revenge. Fourth quarter Friday night, Beaver down 22-19 when this punt is shanked, goes straight up in the air and never crosses the line of scrimmage. It's a live ball. Beaver's punter Hazen Albrecht scoops it up and returns it for the go-ahead touchdown. Beaver ends their 5-game losing streak to San Juan, a 33-30 win.
Down in Payson, the Lions hosting the Juab Wasps. Game's opening kickoff dropped by Peyton Myers, but it's scooped back up, and well, he gets to work. 87 yards. We'll speed it up for you. All the way for the touchdown, a 7-0 Juab lead. Payson would take the lead when Trevin Wall hits Carson Wall over the middle, which goes for an 82-yard touchdown, 21-14 lead. There were 5 touchdowns that were 50 yards or longer in the game. Juab had 4 of them. The Wasps get the win 38-33. Utah's become a football hotbed over the last 10-plus years.
Yeah, efforts in the recruiting, right? Crosshairs of every Power 4 school. Each week, that talent delivers some very impressive plays in the high school football field. One of those big performances came from Carbon High School's Tager Timothy. He had a touchdown run and a touchdown reception, both in the first quarter against Grand on Friday night. Then he would add a 95-yard kick return for a score to start the second half. And he also kicked 4 extra points. That's quite a night. As a team, Carbon had 8 rushing touchdowns in a 68-6 win.
The West Panthers are off to a strong start to start the season, and it continued Friday against Timpanogos thanks in large part to their quarterback, Camden Lopati. Lopati completed 8 passes for 304 yards, 5 touchdowns in the game. 4 of those touchdowns went for 47 yards or longer. He now has 9 total touchdowns on the season. West got the shutout 48-0. They're 2-0 to start the season. Have you ever crammed before a test where you just flood your brain with knowledge? Well, that's kind of like the Game Night Live highlight reel.
Yeah, we flood you with a week's worth of highlights in 90 seconds. Enjoy.
West side ball, Utah ball, the best ball.
It's up. It's good. Fremont pulls off the upset.
He is going to be in. Touchdown, Crimson.
All right, each week we're given the nearly impossible task of narrowing down the best high school football plays to just the top 5.
Here's our latest try from a jam-packed week 2.
We begin with Green Canyon's Bryson Pabst. Watch him on the sidelines there. Yeah, that's one-handed. The left hand pulling it into his side for the big gain and the first down for Green Canyon.
That's number 5. Can't wait to see the rest. Payson's Trevin Wall dances around, avoids the pressure, buys time, and he's going to heave it up in the air. And David Fulmer goes over the top. You just got mussed. He goes over to the defender to get the touchdown. A great play for Payson, but Juab is celebrating the win.
All right, Morgan's Cade Randall throws this pass in the air. It's going to get broken up and batted around, but Brody Peterson comes down with it and takes it in for the touchdown. Good focus here. Just a present right in front of you.
Farmington's Ty Runyon breaks up a pass, and Kava Fiafia is going to dive in for the interception for Farmington.
And our top play, I don't think there's a surprise here. Skyridge wide receiver Hunter Sheffield, the one-handed catch for the touchdown in that win over Liberty, Nevada. Take another look at that. My goodness, what do? They put super glue or something on those gloves now? I don't know.
Pretty impressive. How about we do it all over again next week? Our Game Night Live Game of the Week for Week 3 takes us up north to Weber. 2-0-2 teams desperate for a win. Roy and Weber, a rivalry game. You can watch it on KSLSports.com, KSL Sports YouTube page, KSL Plus app, KSL Sports app. We can't wait to bring it to you Friday at 7.